Hey guys, it's me, Lametria from Cutting Up Keto, where we slice and dice and serve up everything nice with no sugar and lots of spice. Now in this episode, I have something different for y'all. It's actually a little bit of educational piece to everything keto that I get a lot of questions and a lot of comments about. Why don't you include macros in the videos? Well, in this video, I'm not only going to kind of give you guys kind of a little bit of insight as to why I haven't been including the macros, but I'm also going to take you guys through a walkthrough of how to use the app MyFitnessPal, which I think was crucial for me in the success that I had with keto as far as keeping track of how many calories, proteins, carbohydrates, and fats I was taking in for the day. I set a daily goal, and then throughout the day, I just ate and either met that goal or exceeded that goal. And I knew maybe I should eat a little less of this tomorrow, or I can eat a little bit more of this tomorrow. So, but first, we're gonna just go ahead and just give you guys a little bit of background as to why I haven't been including macros. And it pretty much just boils down to time. I am just so busy, you guys, with my 4 kids and just trying to keep my household afloat as far as cooking and cleaning and, you know, making these videos. And I usually only have the opportunity to produce, film, and edit videos at night after my kids have already gone to bed. I've usually been up all day leading up to filming. I usually make sure my kitchen is spotless before I even turn the camera on. And I'm usually so tired, guys. I don't even like the thought of doing math at night before I upload the videos is sometimes just too much for me. But I will say too that I also haven't been including them too because I really think that it's important that you learn how to calculate your own macros. You know, you guys are gonna be hopefully using my cooking show as just a bit of inspirational thing to try and learn, you know, to do your own recipes. There are gonna be things, I'm sure a lot of you guys have traditional family recipes that you guys enjoy and that you're gonna wanna try to keto-fy them yourselves. So what I think is that you guys should, you know, try and maybe take a little bit of charge with learning how to calculate macros, because even though I offer up a recipe, it doesn't necessarily mean that you guys are gonna follow that recipe to the T. I've had people that are vegan come and say, okay, I'm gonna make these specific changes and make it more vegan, or I can't eat this, so I'm gonna add this to it. So even if I gave you a macro count, it may not even be the same for you and your family. So by showing you how to use MyFitnessPal, you can take ingredients that you use, learn how to plug them in, and see that at the end of the day, I loved seeing what my day looked like, the breakdown of seeing how close I was to being at that 70% fat and 20% protein and 5% carbs. I don't know, I'm probably a little bit of a nerd, but I really did like to see that on my MyFitnessPal app. I really just, I don't know, I was like, yes. At the end of the night, I was like, I did it. And the next day I wake up and I'd be 1.5 pounds smaller. So it was working for me. So what we're gonna do now is go ahead and I'm gonna show you guys on my screen how to do MyFitnessPal, how to set it up. MyFitnessPal, when you open it, it's like has default settings in it. And the default settings are set to the standard American diet. So you've got to go into MyFitnessPal, change some things around to fit a keto lifestyle. And I think a lot of people don't know that. It really took a little bit of playing around with it so that I could set my daily goals not to fit the standard American diet. I wanted my daily goals to be 70% fat, 20% protein, and 5% carbohydrates. So I will say this too before we get onto that, that I did talk to my husband about helping me out a little bit. So far, he hasn't really been helping me. I've just really been like a one-woman show. Like I said, this is really a from the ground up operation. I don't know if you guys noticed in some of the videos, my head is chopped off a little bit and the camera's a little bit, you know, turned to the side. It's just me and my mom, and she's only here visiting from out of town. So she's gonna be going back soon to her home in Ohio. But for me, you know, I haven't really asked him to help me much because he works so much. He works so hard. And for me to ask him to, you know, number one, he's usually gone when I'm filming, but he already does so much for us. And to ask him to do one more thing on an already full plate just kind of seemed kind of inconsiderate to me. But I did bring this up to him, and because he is such a sweetheart, and that's why I married him, but he is such a sweetheart, he offered to be able to calculate the macros so I can start including them on the videos for you guys that like it to be just a little bit more simple. But like I said, I'm gonna show you guys how to use MyFitnessPal so that you yourself can take charge of your own recipes when you make them. And you know, it's really simple. So without further ado, let's get started with MyFitnessPal. Okay, so here we're going to walk through the process of how to set up the MyFitnessPal. If you don't already have an account with them, sign up with an email. So first they ask you, what is your goal? To lose weight, maintain weight, or gain weight? So obviously for us, it's going to be to lose weight. And then you pick how active you are. For me, I'm going to say lightly active most of the day on my feet. And you pick your gender, and then you pick your date of birth. We're just gonna say May 11th, 1983, that's fine. And then your location, you don't have to, let's see, okay, there we go. All right, so you're gonna go ahead and put your height. I'm gonna put 5'6" for mine. You put in feet in inches. It gives you the option of doing feet in inches or centimeters. Set that. Current weight is 175 pounds. Set that. It also gives you the option, of course, to put your pounds in kilograms or stone, but here in the US we use pounds. Go ahead and set that. And then next you're going to set a weekly goal. How much weight do you want to lose? Your goal weight, I'm going to put is 150 pounds. And your weekly goal is going to be 2 pounds per week. Now here you're going to enter your details, so I'll go ahead and enter that now. Okay, so now after I enter the email, let's see what happens. Okay, there we go. Congratulations, your custom plan is ready and you're one step closer to your goal weight. So your daily goal is 1,200 calories. That sounds pretty decent to me. That's kind of around what I tried to stick to when I was doing keto. So we're going to go ahead and start tracking now. Do that, not now. Now, for this is what you do. What was the last meal that you ate? We're just going to go ahead and start fresh with breakfast. And here, you're going to go start for food. So let's say for a typical keto breakfast, we're going to have 2 eggs. Let's just type in eggs for right now and see what it brings up. There we go. Pick the closest match. It's okay if it's not exact. So we're going to go ahead and put number of servings. We're going to do 2 eggs and save. And then you're also going to make sure to hit the little check mark up here in the corner. Okay, it looks like it works better when it's vertical versus horizontal. You can see the screen a lot better. So for this, I'm just going to have it this way. But as you can see, when you go up and down, it has all the daily meals and nutrition and complete diary at the end. So we're going to go ahead and finish entering breakfast. I'm also going to add some cheese to that egg. So we're going to add cheddar cheese. Oh, can't spell. Wait for it to come up. I'm going to go ahead and narrow it down and use the Kroger brand. That's kind of the one that I usually buy. And then search that. And then we're going to have shredded cheddar cheese right here, Kroger. Click that. We don't need to do that. No thanks. We're not going to timestamp our food. That's not important. But yes, 1 serving. You click on 1 serving, and then if you click this little down arrow, it'll tell you, it gives you different quantities of cheese. So we're going to go ahead and click 1 serving based on the back of the packaging. 1 serving is 28 grams. So we're going to go ahead and put 1 serving, save. And then it brings you up how many carbs, fat, and protein. That actually looks like the perfectly ketogenic food right there. That's pretty close to the 70% fat, 5% carbs, and 20% protein. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit this check mark in the top right to add that to the log. And then I'm gonna do 2 strips of bacon. let's see here. We're gonna do just one off the top of my head. Wright's Applewood Bacon. Okay, type that in, hit search. Okay, here it is, 1 slice. Right there. And as you can see, it's 0 carbs, 7 grams of fat, 5 grams of protein. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna say that I had 2 slices, so change the serving size to 2 and hit save. Hit the check mark and log that. And then I'm gonna also add, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I'm gonna type in avocado. Avocado. Gotta learn how to spell. It's late though. I told you guys I film really late. But yes, so we're gonna go ahead and put avocado. I'm gonna do 1 medium avocado, and I'm gonna tweak that. Now here's what I'm gonna do. Instead of eating the whole avocado, which I probably never would, I'm gonna go ahead and do, let's look down. Now if you wanted to, on your food scale, you could weigh out 1 gram of avocado or 1 ounce, but I'm just gonna do what I normally would do when I ate avocado, is just 1/4 of an avocado. So that's gonna be 0.25 serving of 1 medium avocado. Click save. There's your macros right there. 3 grams of carbs. That seems a little bit much, but let's see here. Protein and fat, mostly fat, of course. So there's that. And then I'm gonna also add a recipe. Show you guys how to add recipes. You just go, sorry, I'll go back up a little bit. You just go click here, add food, and then you're going to scroll over to recipes, and here we're going to create a recipe. And I'm going to create a bulletproof coffee recipe because I'm going to be having that daily as I start keto. So I'm going to go ahead and enter the ingredients manually, and we're just going to give it a name, bulletproof coffee. And it's going to be 1 serving. Now, obviously, because coffee doesn't have any carbs or any calories or anything in it at all, we're just going to go ahead and add the ingredients that we add to the coffee. So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of Kerrygold butter. So we're just going to type in Kerrygold, and then it should come up. Also, as you see right here, you have this little scan thing, barcode. You can use that to scan the barcode of your food if you don't feel like typing it in. But for this right here, I'm just going to go ahead and type this in. I'm just typing in Kerrygold. I'm not going to do the butter. I think it'll come up. There we go. 1 tablespoon of Kerrygold butter. And that's the correct one. So I'm going to go ahead. I usually put 2 tablespoons. We're going to see what all it shows you here. It also weighs it out in grams. That's also another unit of measurement that I use to weigh out my food on my food scale. But I'm just gonna, for the sake of this video, stick to the tablespoons. Right here, I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of Kerrygold butter. And then I'm gonna hit my check mark. And then I'm going to hit next. I'm sorry, not next. Sorry. We're going to hit this plus sign up here at the top to add another ingredient. And then I'm going to add coconut oil. So we're going to do coconut oil, search, and here it is right here, coconut oil. The top one, that's usually the one that's the closest to what you're looking for, and that I can remember it does have 14 grams of fat and 1 serving of coconut oil. So I always just kept it at 1 tablespoon of coconut oil in my bulletproof coffee. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit the check mark to add that, and there's that. Now this is it for the bulletproof coffee. I could let's see here, sometimes I will put the collagen in there, but depending on what, if you add anything else, you can, hit the plus sign and add any more. But for right now, that's pretty much the basics of a bulletproof coffee. So for this video, we're just going to go ahead and hit next. And that's your recipe. Now you created a new recipe. It's going to be saved in your log. So next time you go to have bulletproof coffee, you can it'll be in your memory of your MyFitnessPal app. So we're going to hit save. And then we're going to hit right here at the bottom, add to diary. And there we have it. It has 36 grams of fat. We're going to hit add recipe, no carbs, no protein. So it's the perfect food, or I guess you could say beverage, to get you into ketosis much faster. Now, when this little message pops up on here, your goal for today is to say under 40 grams of fat. That's what I meant when I said that this is set for the standard American diet right away. So we're going to have to go in just a minute and change that, change the settings to fit more of a ketogenic lifestyle approach. So I'm going to add one more thing here. Let's try strawberry. 1 medium strawberry. So we're going to go ahead and say we ate 5 strawberries. Okay, that seems about right. And then we're going to add it to the diary. This food also gives you little tidbits sometimes. This food has lots of vitamin C. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to add, let's see, I'm not going to add anything else. That's good. Now let's say, obviously we have 400 more calories, but you could go ahead and add. I'm just going to give you guys, like I said, just a brief introduction to this. But let's go down to nutrition. And you can see how it has your calories broken up. Now, we're going to go over to up here at the top. You see calories, nutrients, and macros. Let's go over to macros. That's what we care about. Now, mind you, this particular day would not be set. I did not enter a lunch or a dinner, but this is actually quite a bit of food here. But if that was all we ate today, this is actually pretty good keto right here. You can see that it breaks it down that you had 9 grams of carbs that day, which is really good. It's under 20, so you still actually have 11 more to work with. 74 grams of fat, 31 grams of protein. Highest foods. That's an example right there. You can hit this little unlock button if you wanted to go premium and pay for it. But like I said, we're not going to do that for free for this app because it basically tells you what you need to know without having to do all that. So we're going to go back and I'm going to show you guys how to tweak this app to your liking so that it's more ketogenic friendly. So I guess we're going to have to go hit the home button down here at the bottom left. And then up here in the top left, those 3 little bars. And then you're going to go here to goals right here. And then you see it has everything that we plugged in up at the top. But right here in this middle where it says nutrition goals, you can customize your default or daily goals. That's what we want to do. So as you can see right here, it's already preset to the standard American diet suggested macros. We're going to go ahead and change that. And here you're free to tweak the calorie limit as well as the carbs, proteins, and fats. So we're going to go ahead and make our carbs. We want our diet to be 5% carbohydrates. So let's bring that all the way down. They got it way up there. And then we're going to do protein at 20%, and we're going to increase that fat from 30% to 70%. And there's that. Something's not right here. Aha. I found it. I'm going to do 25% protein. You can play around with this. You can do 70% protein and 75% fat and 20% protein, or just do 25 and 70. So we're gonna do 25. There we go. Now that it added it up correctly, you see it's in the green now, and now we can go up to the top right, hit our check mark again, and now we've reset our macros. So now I can go back again, and it shows you have 388 calories remaining. When you do this, I was doing premium. Instead of having calories up here, it would tell me how many macros I had remaining. So I did like that. But like I said, it's not necessary to pay for this app. So didn't mean to go there, but we're gonna show you guys what happens when you complete the diary. Oh wait, one more thing I wanted to show you is let's look at our nutrients. This is something else that you want to look at. Now, as you can see, it's changed our goal up here at the top. Let's see here. Okay, so far today, we've taken in 31 grams of protein when our goal is 75. I wonder why did it put the goal is 15%? Carbohydrates. Okay, yeah, I see that. Okay, so it's just going off the percentage. But you know that we could do a little more grams of carbs, obviously. You can raise your calorie limit if you want, but oh wow, 45 grams of sugar. I see that's a little bit much. Now, obviously on keto, that's way too much sugar. We don't want that. So a lot of the stuff you do have to just ignore based off what you know about keto. But here with the sodium and potassium, you can play around with those. You just click on it and then you can go ahead and play around with that as well. When you go ahead and when you're on the goals screen, I can just go back and show you that real quick. Go to home, back up to the 3 dots and go to goals. And then you can change your nutrient goals, additional nutrient goals at the bottom. You can go here and change your potassium. So let's say you want to change that to 4,000 milligrams. You can do that. And you can change your sodium to something that's a little bit more keto friendly. Change that to about 4,000 too. And set that. You can change your sugars. Let's say you don't want to consume no more than 10 grams of sugar a day. You can change that because like I said, 45 is a bit much. Like I said, to customize this to keto, you need to change some of these. You can change your saturated fat, all those. So we're just gonna back out of that for right now. And that's pretty much it, guys. So now that our our diary is complete for the day, I'm just gonna go down to complete diary. Now this right here is going to tell me I have not had enough calories, but had I put in another meal, it would have given me a breakdown and saying, okay, you've ate such and such today. If you continue on this path by, let's say, a month from now, your weight would be 167 or something like that. So I just didn't feel like going all the way because I didn't want this video to be too long. But that's pretty much it, guys. That's how you use MyFitnessPal. Like I said, this is one that I really liked. So that's it. Okay, so there you have it, guys. That's how you use MyFitnessPal. Is it necessary to calculate your macros and track and log your meals while doing keto and getting ketosis and have success with the ketogenic diet? No, it's not. But for me, I found it to be so helpful, especially when I started out. As I went on through keto, I stopped tracking and logging my food. I'll say probably about 2 or 3 months in, I stopped. I just really didn't need, I felt that I had a really good handle on what I was eating. So I really only recommend if you do the tracking, just do it for like the first month or so or even the first 2 months, so that you can really, in your mind, get what, after so many days, you eventually learn what is the proper portion size, what is the proper, how much butter to cut for your bulletproof coffee and whatnot. So I don't really think you need it for long term, but go ahead and try it out. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comment section. I look forward to reading them. If you have any comments as far as, have you tried MyFitnessPal and had success with it or not had success with it? I think it's be pretty interesting to have other readers chime in and see what works, because like I said, we're all in this together at the end of the day. But yeah, so if you guys like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. It helps me get my message out. It helps spread the videos. And don't forget to hit the bell. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new to the channel. And don't forget to hit the bell so that you are notified next time I upload a new episode of Cutting Up Keto, which will be this week. I have a few amazing dishes that I think you guys are gonna love. So stay tuned. I hope you guys hit that notification bell so you'll know as soon as it's uploaded. So on that note, I will talk to you guys later, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.